welcome a special guest, Dr. Sushma Kulkarni, Vice-Chancellor of NICMAR University. With an extensive experience in civil engineering, she has contributed immensely to research, innovation, and education. She will present a talk on infrastructure procurement in India. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Sushma Kulkarni.
Yeah, so good morning to all. Little bit energy in the room. It's early morning. So good morning to all.
Good morning.
Yeah, being a teacher, I think I'm used to that, right? So yes, we have heard two wonderful talks now, and so my talk is mainly focused on infrastructure procurement and what are the challenges, what are the advancements coming in, and how we need to change our way of thinking and adopt the new challenges and adopt the new technologies to overcome those challenges. So the agenda goes like what is procurement, characteristics, challenges, e-procurement, software used, and advancements. So what's procurement? A quick answer if I can get. As I said, I get into teacher mode. It will not be one-way delivery. So what's a procurement? Purchase. Okay. What purchase of?
Raw materials.
Raw materials. Then?
Goods or services.
Goods or services. Right? So procurement is a process of sourcing and acquiring goods and services or civil works a company needs from an external source like a third-party vendor or supplier. We have heard Ramana sir quite a lot on procurement challenges related to the projects which he has handled. So basically the procurement involves broadly the process of planning and identification. So very important is how you identify what you want. Okay, which goods, services, what quality, specifications, all that is very important because if that identification is correct, then the process goes around and you get the correct product, end product. Otherwise, if you make a mistake in it, later on you realize, okay, Nini, I wanted this specification, then whole process has to be repeated right from the approval. So typically in any organization, first you identify, take approvals and all. So you don't have to repeat those processes. So from planning and identification, it goes to sourcing of the suppliers because you want the suppliers who are well-known vendors, contractors, known for their quality. As sir has mentioned, the pre-qualifiers have to be identified. Then next is the supplier selection and contracting. So you go through whatever quotations you receive from the suppliers or vendors. What you do is they are critically evaluated, and based on the evaluation, the selection process happens, negotiation happens, and then you enter into the contract. So once you enter into the contract, all the clauses, etc. are put up so that it is fair and win-win situation on both the sides. And then you go for receiving and storing the material, whatever material is received on the site or in your stores. That has to be verified whether it is as per your specification, what you had asked for. There is no malpractice done. Okay, the numbers are adequate, what was ordered, etc. So receiving and storing, and then finally the payment and evaluation. So you pay the bills now online, or things have become very much simple, and all those formalities can be completed. So that completes your procurement. Now when you come to characteristics of infra procurement, so how infrastructure procurement is different. So common procurement methods sir has already highlighted. So traditionally what we use is design, bid and build. So there is a separate contract for design and construction, and there is a contractor selected again for the further process of building it. Second is design and build, EPC or the turnkey. So EPC is engineering, procurement and construction, all three together. So the single entity is responsible for both design and construction. And third is public-private partnership. We heard a lot from sir. So the private sector finances, builds and operates the infrastructure projects. If you see the examples of EPC and PPP models generally are hybrid NFT model, also HAM models. So for engineering, procurement, construction, we see Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, Delhi Merit Expressway, the Nuclear Power Corporation of India, NTPC, Baroni thermal power station expansion, Adani solar power projects. These are what typically EPC. If you go to triple P or HAM model, so you will see Delhi Vadodara Expressway. So some packages under Bharatmala Pariyojana. Then Lucknow Ring Road project is a HAM project. Bangalore Satellite Town Ring Road, Mumbai Nagpur Expressway. So these are some of the examples where the processes of PPP or EPC have been followed. Typically, when you go to procurement, when you go for it, which material to be brought, in how much quantity. So I think you have to go back and you must have learned in your graduation that there is this ABC analysis or the value-based analysis, or we sometimes call it selective inventory control. So over a period, when you keep doing that function, when you're in purchase, you develop that mindset. Okay, where you have to give your more time and how much space you can give to store, because all that again costs. And we all know that construction is generally 50 to 70% material cost. So if you can save in this procurement process, there can be huge difference in the project cost. Finally, what cost you will incur. So the ABC class items can be classified, like all of us know that A class is the VIP class inventory, which will require maximum of your investment, but that is where you need to pay your attention. Then B class is the mediocre one where the quantity may be mediocre, and C is the quantity is very high but the cost is less. So there you need not pay that much attention because it's not going to be worth your time that much. So these are the benefits. If you apply the ABC or value-based analysis or whatever name you call it, you will get better customer service, enhanced product life cycle management, control over high-cost item because that is where you can control everything, reduce storage expenses, and simplified supply chain management for that. Some other concepts which we generally use back of our mind all the time is like what should be the economic order quantity? How much should be ordered? Right? You cannot order for the whole project which is required for 3 years because where will you store it? Your money will remain as a dead investment. So EOQ is the optimum quantity which you have to order, which will help to determine how much to order and focus on minimizing the cost related to the order size. Another concept commonly used is the buffer stock. So buffer stock is the minimum stock which you should keep so that your work doesn't stop, it doesn't get hampered till you receive the new supplies. So how much extra to keep on hand and mitigate the risk related to demand and supply. So both these concepts are very useful and contribute to the smooth procurement process. Another thing nowadays used is the concept of just-in-time, JIT. I think in places like Mumbai, Pune, all the busy cities, JIT is most commonly used because there is no space to store your material. That's how RMC has become so popular. Or the modular constructions are becoming popular because in-situ constructions don't have place. So JIT is like it minimizes the inventory by ordering goods only when they are needed for production or operation, just before the need. So key features are like it is demand-driven approach, reduced holding cost, improved cash flow, stronger supply relationships. But the challenges are, of course, since there is limited buffer stock, if your material doesn't come on time, everything will be stopped. Then third is the sustainable procurement, the concept which has come in. I think it is one of the themes today also. So it integrates environmental, social and ethical considerations into purchasing decisions. The decision what to purchase, like just now we heard that sustainable housing, how it will come. So it will all come through these measures. Key principles are eco-friendly sourcing, ethical labor practices, think of the circular economy, that how we can have zero wastage, carbon footprint reduction, etc. etc. So benefits of course are that we will have a sustainable earth, sustainable India to live in. Another thing nowadays is more of modular construction. So modular versus in situ. So we see in construction sector also now the concept of modular roads is going to come in. Just a few days back we had Rasta Foundation in our NICMAR University and they were saying modular construction of roads have started. They have done it in Nagpur. So that the traffic doesn't suffer, people do not suffer. Modular bridges they are thinking of. So I think it will come very soon and we all see prefabricated structures for buildings. If you just compare the modular versus in situ, the benefits definitely are more in terms of like how you save on the time, how the quality is better, because modular is all controlled fabrication in the factory environment. It's like any mechanical factory you have. So in that factory, the AutoCAD designs are sent and the fabrication of structure happens and the joining of structure on the site. But of course, the challenge is that you have to move that structure to the site, and then there is a turnaround space required on the site when you unload the structure and put it in place, etc. But sustainability, yes, because it reduces wastage and the use of energy also. And of course, the time itself is like very fast construction because you can go parallel. You go on installing on site and you make the production line in the factory. So, how will you compare the procurement in modular construction versus the in situ? Because both are different ways of construction. So, in case of procurement process, focus on sourcing prefabricated modules and components from manufacturer. So, you have to now search for that because actually we have this project going on in our NICMAR University. We have a prefabricated building. So, the challenges which we face over there day to day is that you have to give them those modules or the primavera we are using for seeing how we can control the project, the scheduling of time, which part should come in, and since the turning radius and the cranes have to operate, it has to move into our campus. So all those challenges are there, but still we could construct 13 floors within 4 months. So that's the speed of construction. But if you can monitor it well, it's really great. Whereas if it is in situ, you are more focused on sourcing raw material, concrete, steel, hiring contractors. Just now what we heard Ramana sir saying. So it's all dealing in depth with the contractors for in situ construction. Lead time, so module design, fabrication, delivery. This is the period. Initial period is more because every detail has to be provided, you can't change anything. So your procurement process also changes according to that. Okay. So some challenges in the infra procurement. All of us who are going through it will realize it is complex compliance requirement. So infrastructure projects often require adherence to national, regional and international regulations. There are cost overruns. I think this has been discussed by Sir. Unexpected costs due to material price inflations, design changes, unforeseen site conditions, and the COVID, which we recently faced, has made us realize what can happen. Then funding and financing constraints, limited government budgets, difficulties in securing private investments, material shortage can happen. Okay, nowadays we don't face cement shortage, but like when we were constructing the house, there was challenge of getting cement, right? Then logistics and transportation delays, but I think this has also now improved with the transportation facilities which we have developed in India. Limited qualified contractors to take up this performance and quality control. There is geopolitical and environmental risks, land acquisition and community resistance. I think this is a major reason for the delays and the issues which we come up, and technology and innovation risks. So sometimes we think of adopting a new upcoming technology, but we are not very sure whether this will work in practice. So that can again lead to a lot of delays. Now, everyone is talking about AI, blockchain, and e-procurement. Right? So e-procurement can bring a solution to enhance our processes. So e-procurement, as all of us know, is electronic procurement and is use of digital platforms and online systems to manage the construction procurement process. What it streamlines is purchasing, tendering, contract management by replacing the manual paperwork with automated processes. So yes, if you adopt it, if you have the platform, then it's really going to lessen your task, the workforce required for doing this work, the time required to do it, everything, and of course the transparency in the system. E-procurement brings the transparency in the system. So the key components of e-procurement is the supplier management, then sourcing and tendering, purchase order management, catalog management, contract management, invoice and payment processing, spend analysis and reporting. So this is also going to help you, the spend analysis. The types of e-procurement is, one is buyer-centric system. So here the person who is going to buy is the one who leads, gets the chance to call people on the board, on the platform. On the platform, the negotiations happen. It is all real-time negotiations can happen, and you come to a decision. Supplier-centric is, it's like Amazon. So sometimes we say, okay, go to Amazon and purchase it directly if it is available. So that's supplier-centric. E-marketplaces are there, and reverse auctions. So reverse auction is like you bid higher and sell it. Reverse auction is you go for the lowest one. So in e-procurement, it's you bid for the lowest, try to get the lowest and the best performance. So these are some of the benefits of e-procurement. You have cost savings, you have efficiency. As efficiency, I agree, because it automates your repetitive tasks, such as purchase order creation, invoice processing, speeds up the procurement cycles. There is transparency. This is the major advantage. Provides real-time visibility into procurement activity, so everyone knows what's happening. It's not one person doing it. So there will be system, and there will be permissions which will be given at every stage. So everyone is involved in it. It enhances the accountability and reduces the risk of fraud. Supplier collaboration improves because there is proper communication, there is streamlining of bidding and tendering process, compliances happen as per policies and regulation, then there is data-driven decision making. So this is another advantage now we are getting with AI. So all these, I say procurement platforms or ERPs, they are now coming with AI also. So AI will analyze it and give you the proper decision, and there is cost saving, which again repeats. So the challenges and future trends in e-procurement is there is implementation cost, because you have to procure, initially you have to procure the high investment in software and training the people in using that software. There are supplier adoption, some suppliers may resist transitioning to the digital platforms. So that initial resistance is always there whether I will be able to do it or not. So that mindset we can overcome through training. Data security, so people think my data is not secure, people will breach it, and there is integration issues. But yes, we can overcome these challenges. The future trends in e-procurement which are coming up is artificial intelligence tools for spend analysis, supplier risk assessment, and contract management. So all this at present human brain is doing. We process it based on our experience. Every time we are dealing with a supplier, we are doing that process. So our brain registers and we take decisions based on that. But AI will help us do that. There is blockchain technology, there is mobile procurement, sustainability, and predictive analytics. So all these are the future trends which we will get in e-procurement. So different softwares which can be used to monitor the procurement. So various softwares which are used to monitor is from different stages, from the selection stage to the specification to the vendor selection, placing a purchase order, delivery on time, quantity, quality, etc. etc. So the ERP softwares worldwide used are the SAP HANA, and S4 HANA is quite popular in construction and engineering because it has a procurement module where you can register the suppliers on your e-platform. So e-procurement can be easily done. There is Oracle, there is Microsoft Dynamics, Procore, Trimble, Jonas. So lots of softwares are available in the market, and I think they all come with the hand-holding of training. So you can train your people and start implementing, because that change has to happen sometime. So advanced technological innovations which have come in. So now there is cloud-based e-procurement system. As I said, various platforms are available, SAP, Ariba, Oracle, etc. Blockchain for smart contracts. So blockchain ensures transparency, reduces fraud, automates contract execution, tamper-proof record. Just to tell you what is blockchain, I think all of us have heard this word. Okay, but blockchain is a simple technology. Like if you take a rope and put knots into it, those knots will become the nodes. Okay, and each node has spaces which are called as blocks. And those blocks will store information of every contract you are making, every purchase order you are giving, the specification. So each block will have the information, And these blocks are connected to the next node and the next block. And the new information will come. So that's how they are connected to the chain. So the name blockchain has come. So for every material purchased, every supply, all this information you will get in the nodes and the blocks, and they are connected to the chain. And that's how it gives, reduces the chances of fraud and wrong things happening in your organization. AI-powered procurement assistants, so chatbots and all those are, I think I see lots of websites, it's there. Digital twins is a concept where virtual models of infrastructure projects are integrated into the procurement data. And this is to improve the material management and logistics. So digital twins are also coming in a big way. They are used for insurance, for procurement, lots of applications have come. I would like to show you a small video which was presented in DPW Amsterdam on e-procurements and the trends.
And so it's with that heritage and the recent work we've done on generative AI procurement that I want to share with you what's in our crystal ball around what generative AI is going to mean for the function. 3 things. 1, half of today's procurement jobs will be gone in 10 years. The jobs, skills, competencies, roles that we have in procurement, they're going to go. Half of those are going to go. Yes, we're going to need new roles, we're going to need new skills, but it's a moment of consequential change and we need to get ready for that. Secondly, procurement will evolve to become a margin growth function. Yes, all the administrative stuff, cost reduction, savings, all of that will happen, but we'll have the opportunity to live up to the promise of achieving the goals of becoming margin growth functions, achieving the strategic objectives of the organization. And the last one, users will love procurement. I mean, users in the business will love procurement. They will love interacting with procurement. They will love the value that procurement brings for them.
So that's the future, right? And of course, we have to think of the change which is going to come in future. The terminologies we feel like all of us operate the mobile phones and tons of apps into it. So it's as easy as that, but our mindset has to change. So to sum up, advancements and technological innovations in infra procurement. So there are smart contracts and blockchain technology to manage the contracts. As you can see, automated supplier evaluation, risk-based vendor assessment, fraud detection, material demand prediction, price trend forecasting, inventory optimization, AI-based contract drafting, smart contracts using blockchain, AI-powered contract compliance, AI-based bid evaluation, dynamic pricing and negotiation. So all this will make the human brain work less and the technology will support you in the decision making. Similarly, AI chatbots for procurement queries, AI-driven logistic planning, IoT and AI for smart tracking, AI-powered contract compliance, AI-based bid evaluation, dynamic pricing and negotiation, AI chatbots for this I have discussed, AI-driven logistic planning, IoT, etc., etc. Okay. So these are lots of applications which are there. So if you adopt the technology, it will be easy for you to work and you will enjoy procurement, right? So I conclude over here. Thank you all for your patience.